We're going to have a full quarter of sales into China Mobile, the largest cell phone carrier in the world. 750 million customers is the business opportunity for Apple that they've had for the full 13 weeks of the quarter. So I really think that that's the X factor going into.
Is there a real surprise this afternoon, or is it leaked out? You know, TechCrunch, Bloomberg West, and the rest?
I don't think anyone really knows what the number is going to be like. And I think that one of the reasons is, you know, the getting in the door was such a big deal, but it's going to take so long for that to roll out. People have plans. People in China have plans. It's going to take many years. Most importantly, I think one of the many peculiarities of China Mobile, but an important one here, is that of the 750 million subscribers, about 600 million are prepaid customers, and they are unlikely to adopt iPhones at the same rate as the postpaid customers. But just the postpaid customers of 150 million is a really, really big opportunity for Apple.
And the thing with Apple in China is that it already has partnerships with the number 2 and number 3 players, China Telecom and China Unicom. China Mobile is different, though. What have we learned from the number 2 and number 3 players that we can apply to this partnership with China Mobile?
It's a good question. I think that the model might ultimately be what happened in the U.S. with AT&T, which had an exclusive on the iPhone, unlike the rest of the world where there weren't many exclusives. But AT&T had an exclusive on the iPhone for a very long time. And then Verizon got a different iPhone. And Verizon's iPhone, in the first year, iPhone penetration of Verizon was thought to be about 13%. So if we were to imagine that the iPhone in the postpaid customers for China Mobile will get about, let's call it 15%, that's about 50 million phones. It's a big deal.
I want to do an audible help. Bill Harris with us is PayPal, Intuit, and a lot of other projects. Apps are like a huge deal now. They're like germane to earnings, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and apps, mobile apps, have taken over from websites. You know, at my own company, we're getting already 80% of our usage on mobile as opposed to web.
I mean, what do apps play into your earnings? You know, at 6 o'clock, you're putting Bloomberg West together 2 hours after earnings come out. Do you ever mention the app revenue? Is that a big deal?
There will be talk of apps. They don't give a specific number for apps. They kind of fold it into another unit at Apple. Apple doesn't really tell us a whole lot. I mean, they give us, comparatively, right, to all the companies in the world, they give us a lot of information about units sold. They give us information about revenues for all the different sort of groups of products. They don't give us profitability for all those products, so we're kind of left to guess. The gross margin number is also going to be something of a mystery, not least of which, not to get too geeked out on accounting, but these guys had the biggest inventory of iPhones ever going into this quarter. I suspect that was because they were preparing for this China Mobile launch, but that could have an impact on gross margins as well.
Cory, 2 quick questions. China Mobile, Apple iPhones, it's just the 5S, right? It's not the 5C. It's not the lower cost phone.
I think that's correct, yeah.
That's
they don't have the cheap phone?
They don't have the cheap phone, and that was the whole reasoning behind having the cheaper phone, is that it would sell well in the emerging markets.
Look, the way I figure this is, first of all, it's about supply and availability. But they've got an opportunity of selling this high-end phone to establish their brand in a certain way there. And I'm imagining that in the first year, this will be $4.5 billion in gross profit for this company. $4.5 billion.
But isn't that a drop in the bucket for Apple?
For this one customer in this one geography, that's a huge deal. Why not go with your high-end product?
I just bought the iPhone 5S. I got it in the pink. Don't forget your phone in the bar case.
A little behind here.
Yeah, so I'm a little behind. Help me with the 6. Is it for real?
The 6?
The 6? Is there going to be a 6?
There'll be a 7. Sure, why not?
But like, have you seen it? I mean, you're so connected.
No, it's going to be a while. I mean, basically, they're 2 years apart with every major iPhone release. So we might expect that this year will be a big, because the 5S not a big change from the 5.
Do computers matter anymore to Apple? Like the iMac,
so what we're the introduction of the tablet has really changed the entire PC business, whether it's the Mac or other PCs. Yeah. And the big change is, you know, everyone who writes the PC is dead probably wrote that headline on a PC. But what it means is that the update cycle seems to be really stretched out, that we've gone from 2- and 3-year updates to 6, and that's a big change.
Okay, Cory Johnson, brilliant. Thank you so much. He is with Bloomberg West.